10-second countdown. Roll us. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. I got my question man here.
Sworkshops are a series of online workshops featuring the many incredibly talented friends of SocialWorks. This series aims to inspire and educate, bringing local and national creatives live to your smartphone. They will be sharing and teaching specific aspects of their craft. A wide variety of professions, interests, and hobbies are represented within our curriculum. Did we mention it's a fundraiser too? The stay-at-home notice has students wondering what's to come. For some, graduation and prom will both be canceled. This campaign will directly fundraise a celebration event for those students within the Chicagoland area. Once it's safe, of course. Tune in to any of our socials for one or all of the Sworkshops. You can find the full schedule of programming at socialworksshy.org or on our Instagram. Classes start Monday, April 13th. We'll see you there.
Hey, Jeff Morrow here. How are you doing? Are we happy? Are we still somewhat sane? Are we being positive? Most of all, are we hungry? Right now, the number one thing people I think are talking about, other than the state of the world, is what we're eating. So it's a good time to learn a couple easy kitchen tricks, things you can pull from your pantry and make a complete meal or a great sandwich. If you guys don't know out there watching, again, my name is Jeff Morrow. I'm one of the co-hosts of The Kitchen on Food Network. It's on Saturdays at 10 a.m. It's like a talk show, but with food. We've been doing it the last 6 years. I love it. I'm a born raised Chicagoan. I am now sitting here in my kitchen with my son Lorenzo, who will be helping me. Say hello, son. And we're here and we're going to answer your questions as they come along. That's why he is here on the trusty laptop. Um, it's a great part. Great to be here. Great charity, SocialWorks. I've been following you guys for a while. Big fan of all you do. So this is to you. Anybody out there in high school that's missing out on all these things. This is why we're doing it. This is why we're doing this series of videos to help educate, raise money. So if it's so in your power right now, click the links below and follow the website so you too can donate to this wonderful program, providing proms in some sort of party when this all ends for all the kids that missed out on it, right? It's, I remember mine like it was yesterday, my prom, and it was horrible, all right? I went with an exchange student from Ireland who really didn't like me, and I think the only reason she went with me because her friend was dating my buddy. So it was one of those things. So if I could do it all over again, I would. But point being, it's a great story, and I loved every minute of it. And hopefully, with enough donations, everything when all this ends, we can all reach out and see what you guys are up to for your prom this year. So let's get started. This is one of the quintessential sandwiches, and if anybody out there follows me, I have been dubbed the Sandwich King. It was my first series on Food Network that I won after winning a crazy reality show called Food Network Star, where I lived in a house with a bunch of yahoos, 14 of them. Lorenzo. I did like some of them, but I liked the Justins and Penny and Vic. There are a lot of people I like. This was 9 years ago. Point being, I beat everybody, and I won my first show, The Sandwich King, because I'm a man of the deli. I grew up working, eating, being involved in delis my whole life. It's in my DNA, and nothing greater than a sandwich. So, nothing greater than one of this top sandwiches. You see it on a lot of menus, kids. What are we making?
BLTs.
BLTs. The B stands for
Bacon.
the L stands for
Lunch.
the lettuce. Don't. That's one strike. What's the T stand for?
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi. Does anyone even know? How do you even know what Tamagotchi is?
Is it like those weird shaped plant things that you grow hair out of?
I don't know. Isn't it like a little device where you like feed it things? It was a little keychain game, right, with an LED screen.
Oh yeah.
See, I know. See, I knew it was. I knew. You know. So here we got a couple different things. We're gonna do our spin on the BLT. Oh, we have a question. Most challenge. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Most challenging sandwich you have ever made.
Someone tried to. The most challenging because I think it's still impossible. It is like a sushi sandwich, right? You can have some spin on seared tuna, some raw tuna. You can have the burrito wraps that are wrapped, the sushi burritos. But like with bread, a sandwich and sushi does not go hand in hand. Good question out there. All right, so we have ourselves a pan going on medium. And two things I'm going to do several things we're doing differently here today for not your standard white bread, crispy bacon, lettuce, tomato, mayo. It's one of the greatest combinations of flavors and textural complexity in one's mouth. But we're going to do some spins on it, mainly starting with our bread.
Can I have a piece?
Not yet. You have to earn it with good question asking. Little Hawaiian bread rolls. So we're making little sliders today. It's so good. It's sweet. It's the only bread that reacts like cheese when you pull it. You get a bread pull.
Question.
Another question. Go for it.
What is the best kind of bread to use?
Well, I think fresh bread. And if it's not fresh, it's how you treat it. Okay? Fresh bread is always the best, whatever you choose, but it has to be a proper ratio of meat, cheese, bread, sauce, veg. Okay? The bread cannot, sometimes you get the most beautiful middle of a sandwich, but it's overpowered. It's lost, it gets demolished in that ring by the bread because the bread is either a little too much, a little too dense, or sometimes past its prime. Number two special ingredient we're doing candied bacon, aka pig candy. So this is what I made earlier, and I'm going to show you how to make it too using two ingredients and a little time and proper timing. So this is just caramelized candied bacon dusted in dark brown sugar and cooked low and slow. So that's going to be our other element to the sandwich that's going to elevate it. And then we're going to do really quickly is where we're going to start with. We're going to caramelize some onions. Okay, so I got my pan going on medium here. And we're going to dice this, just slice this onion. So we want to lop off. Ding, ding, ding. Go for it, my son.
Can you make a vegan BLT?
Yes, I have a great recipe for a vegan BLT. Well, not just to be follow all this and omit the bacon, but make my portobello bacon instead, which is almost the same method as this, implementing some more flavor than your traditional bacon would. So we're going to do some smoky stuff. So you're going to take a whole portobello, slice it about a half-inch thick, and then brush it with a little oil, and then coat it in a little brown sugar, some salt, some smoked paprika, some cumin, whatever you got, a little garlic, little onion if you want, and then low and slow on a wire rack sheet pan, right until it gets crispy, about 300 degrees till it almost dehydrates. It has the snap and flavor of bacon, and it is good. And it is good. Just like these onions make the sandwich because we're going to cut them nice and thin. I got a little butter in the pan. I love sauteing or caramelizing my onions in butter because it tastes good, but it also, the butter, the milk solids in the butter help brown the onions and even get them more caramely and deep. Ooh. Are your eyes burning?
Yes.
I know, mine are getting it too. You know what's that usually a sign of? Is an improperly sharp knife, meaning a dull knife, because it bruises the onion. So we're just going to get these kind of going low and slow to start so we don't brown or burn that butter. But again, if you are vegan, omit the butter and just use olive oil. I do it all the time. All right, awesome. Now let's get to our bacon. I got my oven at 275 preheated, and all you need are two things, some brown sugar and some bacon. Let me grab the bacon. Lorenzo, keep them entertained. Wow, is that what you got? The big hello?
Fun fact: when you snap, your middle finger goes 20 miles per hour.
Prove it. I couldn't see it. It was too fast. All right, so we are sauteing these onions. We're going to caramelize them, get some color on there. It's going to add that funky note to it. We got a question?
What grade are you in?
I am in, well, some say, I'm pretty sure it's for me
No, it's pretty.
because I'm pretty young looking.
I think it's for.
All right, all right, go ahead.
I am in fifth grade.
I'm putting my mic by your ear. Fifth grade. Do you call this what you're in right now? Is this a grade? Is this school, what we're doing right now?
Yes.
Like in life with e-learning?
Yes.
Do you like e-learning?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying is e-learning if e-learning's the most annoying at 10?
Probably a 2 or 3.
Really? Yeah.
Like, you get up in the morning, you don't have school, but then you don't have to go to school, but you still have to do e-learning. And that's a little more annoying than just going
Yeah,
to school normally.
I agree.
But it's rather, I'd like it be better than normal school because you get to choose what you do.
Yeah.
For me, I just follow my same schedule.
Uh-huh.
You can do any schedule, like seventh period first or first period last, something like that.
It's more freeform.
Yes.
This is an ideal way to learn, you're saying.
Oh yeah. Oh, ding ding ding.
Ding, ding, ding. We got a question. I'm just taking the bacon off my wire rack here, which I lined in parchment, as you can see, just to keep the cleanup easier. And I'm going to spray it with nonstick sprayer. You can brush it with oil. And we're going to lay, I'm going to take that question in a second, bud.
Okay.
And we're going to lay, right? Spray it good. You don't want it to stick. There's sugar involved. I got dark brown sugar, real fresh. It has to be super fresh. And the bacon has to be cold. And you have to do this quick. And I'll tell you why in a second. But you want some nice, pretty medium cut bacon. Not too thick, not too thin. I think Oscar Mayer is the best because it's got a ton of fat and it caramelizes and pops in your mouth. So all you're going to do is take that cold bacon in that super fresh brown sugar. I'm using dark. And you're just going to kind of dust it nice. Patty cake, baker's bacon. And then you're a nice, and it's okay if there's kind of some chunks on there because that gives it some topography of caramelization on there. And it candies up really nice. You're going to love it. Shake off the excess and lay it on that. We're going to put it in the oven, 275, okay, till it's crispy, till it's done. I don't know when that's going to be. It's going to be probably about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. And just let it go, low and slow, okay? Don't rush this. Same with the onions.
How long on the bacon is the question?
I just answered it.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Ask me that question again, but in an accent.
How long on the bacon?
Very good. So about 20 to 30 minutes, okay, depending on the thickness of your bacon. All right, the freshness, how much fat is in there. You want to look for that deep, kind of dark mahogany color, okay? That is just looks inviting. And the other thing is, when you take it out of the oven, you want it to stand straight up on its own without any wires. There you go. You can have that, my son. And you also want to move it after it comes out of the oven. Don't let it set up on that wire rack. Move it an inch, all right, to a fresh coat of nonstick cooking spray. Because that way it won't stick as it hardens, okay? I got my onions smelling great. Since we are caramelizing my onions in the back there, all right, we're getting good color. That you don't want to season with salt or anything in the onions at this point because you want you
Sworkshops are a series of online workshops featuring the many incredibly talented friends of SocialWorks. This series aims to inspire and educate, bringing local and national creatives live to your smartphone. They will be sharing and teaching specific aspects of their craft. A wide variety of professions, interests, and hobbies are represented within our curriculum. Did we mention it's a fundraiser too? The stay-at-home notice has students wondering what's to come. For some, graduation and prom will both be canceled. This campaign will directly fundraise a celebration event for those students within the Chicagoland area. Once it's safe, of course. Tune in to any of our socials for one or all of the Sworkshops. You can find the full schedule of programming at socialworksshy.org or on our Instagram. Classes start Monday, April 13th. We'll see you there.
It's not Zoom, actually. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We had a little hiccup. You know what? I have not had one flawless, any type of simulcast, FaceTime, Zoom, anything, right? They got to lock it up. We're depending on these people to make it. I don't know what's going on.
It's probably going to be the biggest business.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I wish my last name was Zoom. I wish my name was Jeff Zoom, and then we were part of the Zoom empire, and we would take over the world. Okay, my onions are on hold right now, and we are finishing the caramelization. We got all of our ingredients. Okay, Lorenzo, can you grab me the mayonnaise out of the fridge? Because that is bacon, lettuce, tomato, and there's always M involved, which is the mayo. And this is the bun, right? We talked about what kind of bread should we use? What would be the best? This is great because this is what we got, and I love the slider element. It's very sweet, soft, pillowy bun. It's in the fridge, buddy. And or you can use white bread, good country white wheat, something that you would most definitely, not have to, over toast or anything. But we are going to kiss it with a little heat and fat in the form of good salted butter, which we're going to spread. Crust to crust is a must. In this way, since this bread might be kind of in your pantry for a little bit, give it a little oil, give it a little butter, some medium heat on a nice nonstick flat skillet, and you will kind of reactivate the bread, reawaken it while you're giving it a nice, beautiful crunch and golden color to it. So you could see right there, just a nice flat pan, nice medium. It's going to crust it up a little bit. Love it. Our bacon is going in the oven, 275 for about 20, 25 minutes, up until 30 and above, depending on the thickness of your bacon, remember. Beautiful. Look at this. I got the kit. He's got the Legos. Any questions out there? Feel free. Feel free. No, but please, thank you for reminding me. Please donate. This is a great cause, guys. So hit that link below and please donate if you're able to. Thank you, right? A lot of people out there maybe not able to. They're thinking, right? So people that are able to, that are, you know, their livelihood is intact, this is time to kind of show up and do what you can do, you know? And I think part of that is just, I don't know, shopping, eating out, buying food from the grocery stores, giving a couple bucks to the person delivering the things. If you can do it, of course, you know? And now we are looking mighty fine. And I'm going to show you guys. It doesn't take long. All you got to do is kind of just give it a little kiss of golden brown color. So thank you. I love you, buddy. But I'm doing this right.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. But just
I was building a Lego.
he really wants to show you his Lego Technics Corvette he built. It's a big accomplishment. We had fun, right? A break from the video games.
Oh. Ding, ding, ding. Another question. What regular sugar on the bacon before you put it in the oven?
Do you put regular sugar?
Just regular sugar.
Just regular sugar. Yes, you could do, if you don't have brown sugar, I like the dark variety because it really gets dark and rich. But if you don't have brown sugar, then by all means use granular sugar, granulated. But what you would have to do to get it to stick is brush it with a little oil. I know putting oil on bacon sounds like overkill. It's like taking like a hamburger, right? And then making a bun that is made of hamburger and eating the hamburger in between bun hamburgers. Exactly. He agrees. We're not dummies here, but brush it in oil and then kind of tappity tip into the granulated sugar and then put it on your very nicely sprayed boom booms. Okay? So that's a great question. Thank you for sharing with us. All right, let's start building. I know Lorenzo wants his plain, so I'm going to make you a real one. So I got nice little Roma tomatoes here. And like all great sandwiches, I'm working with ratios, proper ratios of lettuce to tomato, to meat, to bread. So we got a good amount of bread, so I'm going to put a good amount of meat on it. I don't want to put a huge tomato on there, a huge tomato slice, just one. That's why these are sized this way, right? Nice sharp knife, slice through it. Boom, I'm putting that on the bottom. Okay, now I'm taking the bacon, and I'm going to do a little triple crosshatch here, like an X. I know. And then we're going to take my mayonnaise, which actually I do have some already done in the fridge. Now, I didn't sit here and whip up my own aioli. I didn't go to the artisan craft store and buy some small batch microbrewed mayonnaise. I didn't do none of that. What I did was go into the fridge and get some regular ass mayonnaise in the form of Hellmann's mayonnaise is the best. Best Foods, whatever, man. Just normal stuff is the best for this sandwich and for most applications, right?
I never learned how to say that brand name.
You never did?
No, how do you say it?
Well, Hellmann's.
Hellmann's.
Hell? You just want to say hell.
No,
You're trying to fool me.
Hellmann's.
Hellmann's?
Let me see them.
Look at these. Look at these beautiful. We did that.
Hellmann's.
Listen, you can do these onions for up to an hour till they get like jam, like jelly, like fruit spread, right? All those natural sugars of that onion break down and create this almost spreadable like consistency. Take it that far. You just got to keep your heat medium low, keep the salt out into the end, then season it when it's done, and it's to your perfect color. Throw that on there so that sticks to the mayo. And then like 2 crisp leaves of the world's most underrated vegetable, the world's most overlooked lettuce, the most underappreciated green on the planet. That's the berg, the iceberg.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a new question.
Crisp,
We have a new question.
verdant.
What kind of onions to use?
I like yellow onions. I use any other white or yellow onion. Maui onions, Vidalias are great too because they have a real natural sweetness. The only thing I would not use are red onions because they tend to be a little slimy when you cook them. Always think red raw, okay? Every other onion you cook. I mean, you could grill red onions. That's a good because it gives a texture, but any type of, I don't know, they do. They got a viscosity to them that you don't have in the other onions. It's probably from the sugar.
Like they kind of like fish.
What, you don't like fish?
No, like
Hmm?
fish for me, like it has a slimy taste.
Oh.
When cooked.
All right, I'm going to make you one, my son.
Yay! Oh,
Do you want tomato on it?
no.
Do you want lettuce?
No, thank you.
This is the preferred stacking, remember. So we're going to do 2 on the bottom and then Lincoln log it across the top. Perfect coverage. Every bite is identical. There's a little bit of overlap. Oh. Beautiful. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right, here we go. All right, Lorenzo, are you guys ready? Is everybody ready out there for the big bite down? Are you ready?
Yes.
Come over here. I'm going to have mine. You have yours.
Bacon sandwich.
Here we go. Bottoms up. Oh my God. Come on. 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 All right. Feel it. How about it? Come on. Lock it in. Lock it in tight. That's it, guys. I mean, that is a sandwich right there. Right? That's the beauty of a BLT, and that's the beauty of this kind of version. It doesn't taste fancy. It just tastes like just a really, really good BLT because we're using normal mayonnaise. We got good candied bacon, but we balance that with the funky onions. And of course, you got the fruitiness of the tomato, the juicy tomato.
I have another question.
We have another question.
Any tips for veggies / vegan ingredients?
Yeah, we talked about, I have a recipe for portobello bacon made with portobello mushrooms. Google it. It's on foodnetwork.com. That's a great substitution for the bacon. For the mayo, you can use vegan mayo. You can omit the butter and just use olive oil instead to saute the onions in the bread. Give it a little toast. Yeah, vegan mayos are great. Or just throw mustard on there. Play around. Oh, we got as Chicagoland. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Lorenzo.
First one that's not enough.
Hi, Paul. Anonymous, non-anonymous Paul.
As a Chicagoan, best sandwich shop in Chicago.
All right. Best sandwich shop in Chicago. There's so many different sandwiches you can have, and they're all the best at their, respective talent. So I would say, tell you a beef sandwich, Johnny's Beef in Elmwood Park, followed by L's, and then I'll even do Portillo's, the third. Michael's Beef House on North Avenue, North and Oak Park Avenue in Galewood. That's a good beef. Sub, I think Conte di Savoia on Taylor Street, 1400 block of Taylor Street. It's Italian deli if you've never been there. Now it's like old, it's old Little Italy, but now it's like more UIC. But it's been there forever. They do the best, and they stuff it too. I like Bari. I like Alpine in Elmwood Park. I like JP Graziano. But I think the overall, it depends, right? If you want fast food, if you want a hot dog, if you want a burger, there's so many great. My favorite burger currently is the Loyalist, where it's Smith and the Loyalist. That burger is phenomenal because it's simple. It's like meat, cheese, bread, a little sauce. See, we talk all day about this. Did you like that, Lo?
It was really good, Dad.
I'm gonna tell you what. The secret is in the kind of bacon you buy, and you get the Oscar Mayer or the cheaper stuff. That's the secret with a lot of fat. All right, any other 6 shirt? Thank you. Yeah, I got this a long time ago. I was a lot heavier too. So this is an XL, and now it's an L. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, this is OG. I didn't just buy it for this either. I'm not that weird. But I have been a chance man, and I have you guys, Rick and Morty, our TJ shirt. We pride ourselves on T-shirts in this house. We're a T-shirt family. Good T-shirts, good sweatpants. That's the name of the game, to stay sane. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here unless there's any other questions. Thanks, Jerry. Oh, Jerry. Oh, I was like, who's Jerry? I'm thirsty now. I need a nice cold beer. Oh, you're a real one for that shirt. Where'd you get it? What year? What's the story? I ordered online, I think from, I don't know. I want to say, it's a tour shirt. So I got it. It's not like, I didn't get it I got it new. So it came crispy. And the story behind the shirt, I don't know, maybe, when did Acid Rap come out?
Did you say you got too small for the XL one?
No, this one was actually tight on me, but I've, worked on my muscles. So we've, Acid Rap came out when? 2000, yeah. So I was going to say like 6 years ago, 7 years ago maybe. But, yeah, man, I couldn't wear I had to wash it at least 6 times before I could wear it because it was crispy. It was like this. That shirt came and it was stood up on its own. You know when you get like T-shirts and they're like super crispy? Like I don't mind it because you can grow into it and it slowly mold to the shape of your natural body. Like this one. But this one took some work. It was like a new mitt. It was like a new baseball glove that you had to break in, right? You had to oil it up, put the ball, wrap it in rubber band, throw it under the bed, sleep on it. I had to run the car over it a couple times. And I had a 4Runner, which is a very heavy car back in the day. It was a Toyota, ladies. I'm kidding. I'm not talking to the ladies. Should we go back? Because if there's any more questions, we're kind of on a roll now. Now we're warmed up. We're riffing. We're doing bits. We're having fun. Where's the program? What advice do you have for home? Sorry, Lorenzo. You can start with whatever one you want.
Where's your favorite place to eat in Chicago?
I don't know. It depends on my mood, obviously. Some of my most memorable meals, besides all those sandwich shops and everything I told you about. That's what I gravitate to. We cook at home a lot, but where have we liked recently? The Loyalist again was so good. I had my 41st birthday this year at Alinea, which is worth every penny and was as magical as I always dreamed it would be. And it was so much fun. It was theater. It was like, it was better than any show because you can eat the show, and I just love that. I love where food can go and can take you and how far away it can take you. And I was far away. Maybe because of the wine and liquor pairings, which after 20 courses are right on. What else? I love Bavette's for steak if I can get in. I'm a Gibson's loyalist for their consistency and service and vibe and just institution-esque Chicago vibe. Gina Giorgetti's is great. Go all day. All right. What advice do you have for home cooks who are now feeding many mouths? Cook double everything, triple everything. Okay. I can't just buy a lot of ground beef stuff because it freezes so well. So whether you're making sloppy joes or chili or bolognese or anything, turkey burgers, stuff that always, ground meats freeze well, especially when you inject it with flavor and sauce and liquid, in a stew or in a soup or anything. So I would double, triple those things and then just freeze it well. What do I mean by freeze it well? Hold on one second. I'm just going to show you. This is how we freeze. So I have a vacuum sealer, and it's probably saved me thousands of dollars through over the last, 15 years that I use it. But I'll freeze it flat and vacuum seal it if it's juicy after freezing or before if it's like patties or something because the vacuum sealer sucks the moisture out. And I file them almost in my fridge vertically like this, and you could totally see what you need to cook. What might be getting a little long in the tooth. That's why we wrote the date on it. You see what it is. That's why we wrote the name on it. But it also defrosts super easy, ensuring that's going to be juicy and wonderful as the same day you made it. So that is it's all about how you freeze it too. That's why I'm saying, listen, either nobody wants to eat leftovers for 2 days, all right? So, but you don't have to. You can eat leftovers 5 days, 6 days later if you freeze it properly, or 6 months later and keep it fresh, That's what I'm thinking. So that's it. Also, if you're feeding many miles, again, the ground beef, ton of fresh vegetables, stuff that doesn't shrink too much, right? For you to probably, if you have a family of 6 there and you want to feed them baby spinach, sauteed spinach, you literally need a hand truck. It's pallets of spinach with the forklift, and the old man's coming in, and he's beep, beep, and he's pumping it up, get the spinach up to the oven, the pump. He gets to the end, and then he dumps all the spinach in the big pot that you probably don't have, because who has a giant, giant pot enough to handle a pallet of spinach? Point being, after you cook down the pallet of spinach, which ain't cheap, it's probably about $2,000. All you're gonna have about 3 teaspoons of sauteed spinach. I don't recommend wilty grains. What I do recommend are hearty grains like kale that come in those big bags and that cook down a little bit, but you can only eat so much. It goes a long way. You can use it raw, stuff like that. Or you can saute it or bake it off and crisp it up in the oven, for chips. That's good, huh? What are you thinking, bud? Are we done? What do you think?
I think we're good.
Guys, are we done? Unless there's any more questions?
If you have any more questions, write them down.
Amen. Send them to me. Come follow me on at Jeff Morrow. We're cooking. I'm doing a ton of live demos these days with my family. We're doing stuff for the show. Please watch The Kitchen if you've never checked it out. Listen, I'm a lifelong, born, raised Chicagoland who still lives here, is raising his family in the same neighborhood he grew up in. I will not leave this town. As many shows as I get, I'm doing. I do them all. This is my home. So I appreciate everybody in the Chicagoland area watching. This is why I'm doing it, for us, so you guys could hopefully have some semblance of a prom soon, before school starts again, whenever that may happen. But it's my city. I love it. I'm not going anywhere. So it's just hard to do these days, especially when you get to, if I was, let's be honest. What am I, C? C list? What do you think?
See this. What's that?
C list. A, B, C list. I'm C. Maybe D? A list. That's my son. That's why we like each other. Point being, I don't want to go anywhere. I love you guys. Thank you. Stay sane out there. Stay strong. Try not to get on each other's nerves if you're living with a bunch of people. Hopefully you have a way to escape. Hopefully I helped you escape today a little bit. Watch The Kitchen, right? Point being about the Chicago bit, I'm the only one on the Food Network that lives here, born, raised here. I give our town, our food, our vibe, I put it out there for the world. And we're, to show the world, it's not about the coast. We rule. All right? Take it easy, everybody. Love you very much. Toodles, McDoodles. Let's take the elevator down, shall we? Lower. Go. Keep going. Keep going. Ah!